Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about pistons and iron doors. So over here we have all the items that cannot be moved with pistons. They are immovable blocks. So we have a furnace, obsidian, chest, bedrock, beacon, anvil, ender chest, and whatever that's called. And see, it doesn't move any of it. Doesn't even move. If we have any of these items on the top block, then this piston wouldn't open at all. So moving on to the iron doors, I combined it with the pistons because there's really not much about it. This is how you build it if you guys want to know how to build it. It's just like a regular door except with iron all around it. Now the only way to power an iron door that's like flush is with a redstone torch underneath the block of it. So when you have a redstone torch without any redstone signal going into it, it just automatically opens, and that's not what we want. So if you want to open an iron door, you put a torch underneath it, and then you lead a redstone to another block with the redstone torch on it, and then you want another redstone signal into this block, which is my lever right here. So when you turn the lever off, the door is closed, and then when you turn it on, it's open. And the same rule applies for a double door, except with two torches underneath it. You need a torch underneath the door. You need a redstone that's being powered, leading into that block with the redstone torch, and then you need a redstone leading into the block with the redstone torch that's shutting off the other redstone torches. And this lever here is powering this redstone, which is going to turn off this redstone torch, which is going to turn back on those redstone torches, opening the door. Yeah, this is not the most compact. This is definitely not the most compact. But it definitely does the job. Okay, so let's move on to these. This piston here, this is how you make a piston, just a regular piston, and this is how you make a sticky piston. Now the difference between a piston and a sticky piston is that a piston, when it moves a block and then it retracts back, it will not retract the block back. The sticky piston will retract the block back. So if we see here, a piston can move up to 6 plus 6 is 12. Can move up to 12 blocks. So if we see here, it goes up and then back down because this is a sticky piston. But if we place one more block, the whole thing will not even turn on. Yeah. You could see the same thing here. Slime blocks can move any block around that. If you guys want to see a tutorial on slime blocks or tips and tricks on slime blocks, please leave a comment down below. Slime blocks, the same rule applies. It can move up to 12, and this piston still doesn't retract all the slime blocks because it's not a sticky piston. You can tell the difference between a piston and a sticky piston with the green stuff on top of it. So to power a piston, a redstone must be close to it. So as we see here, this piston won't be powered because it's on an angle and it needs to be leading into it like that, because if the redstone is on an angle, it will not be powered. So it can also be just a regular dot. It doesn't have to be a line. It could be a dot. So if we power that, it's powering this block right here, which is powering this piston right here. The same rule applies with this. You could have a block underneath the piston and then a redstone leading into the block powering the piston. Over here, if you want to have the redstone above the piston, this is fine. And if you go like this, it'll still power because it's still powering this block, which is powering this piston. So you could have like a line of pistons like that, like this. So if you want to have a line of pistons but you don't want to have it above it, this is what you would do. You would need repeaters, because if you just have regular redstone dust, it would connect together and it would not power it. See that? This is not being powered because it's on an angle, and pistons won't be powered when redstone dust is on an angle. So over here is the same thing except vertically. Now we talked about this in the beginning of redstone, how there's like a redstone like tower. You need half slabs, because if you have a full block, like that, the redstone dust will not be leading up to that one. So if we flick that lever, see how this redstone is not leading up to that one? That's why you need half slabs. So keep going up, left, right, all the way up to the top. And since this is since it's a line and the line is facing into the piston is being powered. Also, if you break this one, this redstone dust is powering both the bottom and the second one, because as you can see over here, see how this redstone dust is powering this piston, and the piston is below the redstone dust, is on the diagonal, and it also powers this piston because it's powering the block next to it, so it could power both. Okay, so if we go over here, these are some things that you could do with pistons that might help in one of your builds. If you guys want a lever instead of a button and have it do the same exact thing, what you do is just put power that's going into this redstone dust right here, and it powers this piston while it leads out the other side, because there's a redstone repeater here, because repeaters can travel through blocks like we talked about. So if we power this lever right here, the piston goes up because this is being powered, and this repeater turns on because it's being powered through the block, but then the block moves, so the repeater can't get power from the block because the block is up there now, but the repeater was on for a little bit, and it sends a signal to this lamp or wherever you want to send the signal to, turning it on. Now if you turn the lever off, it doesn't do anything because the redstone signal powers off, and yeah. So if we turn it back on, see the lamp goes on for like a second. So if you want to do that, if you want to have a button but make it do what a lever does, you would have the button lead into this redstone dust right here, which is powering this block, which is powering this repeater, which powers this piston for a second. And when a piston is powered for that short of a time, even if it's a sticky piston, it opens and the block stays there, and then the piston closes without the block coming back because it's that quick. So if we click this button, as you could see, this the redstone powered the piston and it went up, not turning off the repeater, and then having the sticky piston close really quickly, and it moving the redstone block, and then the redstone block powers the redstone lamp. So this is a button acting as a lever, and this is a lever acting as a button. So over here, we could change the speed of the pistons by having repeaters going into them, but this is just to show you what's going to happen to have a double piston extender, it's called. So if we flick this piston on, it goes all the way up here, and then we need to flick this piston on, having the block all the way up there. But if we want to shut it off, it's more complicated, because when you flick this piston down, it goes down, and then when you flick this piston down, the piston retracts, but then the block is still up there, so we need to power the middle section to bring it all the way back down. So this is a horizontal version of the double piston extender. This was created by Mumbo Jumbo. It is the most compact thing I've ever seen. All you need is this redstone dust here, a repeater facing into this block on 4 ticks, a repeater facing into this block on 2 ticks, and when you retract it, this is being powered first, so this shuts off first, closing this piston, which moves this block to this block, and then this powers off second because it's on 2 ticks and this is on 4 ticks, so the lower the tick, the faster it shuts off. Then this piston moves to this block and this piston retracts, and then this block is still here in that space. So what this piston needs to do is that this is not powering anything right now, so when this piston retracts, this will power this piston for a second, picking up this block and then retracting it back again. So let's watch that. See how at the end this repeater is still on, so it powers this piston for another second to bring the block back. Okay, now this is more complicated. This is my own design, and it's a vertical double piston extender. It's more complicated because when you power any of these blocks, it would power 2 pistons instead of 1. So what you need to do is have a redstone torch right here to send the opposite signal, so when you turn it off, this would go on for a second so that this piston would retract. Let's watch it. So this shuts off because we don't need it. We don't need this part on because this redstone dust is powering this piston, leading from there, and then this redstone dust is powering the bottom piston, obviously. You need this tick, you need this tick, and you need to have a half slab here, or the redstone dust being elevated even more, because if there was a half slab here, the redstone torch would power this when it's on, and then that would happen, and then it would actually shut off, so we do not want that. So when you do open it, it opens like it's supposed to, and then when you close it, this is the lever acting as a button sort of thing. So when this is being powered in the opposite signal, it powers this for a second because this piston is the block is still up there and the piston needs to retract it. So if we watch it one more time, see how it retracts. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, if you guys want to know how to build it, it's pretty simple. It's right here. These are all sticky pistons, sticky. That's pretty much it. I mean, this was a quick tutorial. If you guys want a tutorial on slime blocks, I'll try to make that. And Stay tuned for Redstone tutorial on Hopper, Dropper, and Dispenser, and also Redstone tutorial on Rails, minecart and Rails and everything like that. So thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more Minecraft videos. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye. Okay. Now this cake is actually